All right, here I am, back again in the studio, and I have Brian here with me. I'm just going to ask him a couple of interesting questions because I did a couple of unique interviews with several people for the past 2 or 3 weeks. So, Brian,
What's good? What's good? How you doing, Wild Man?
it's a wow, man. So, and that's not who I am. That's the Academy. But however, so I had an interesting conversation with a gentleman. He was actually a black male. Okay. And this is one of the blue pill type individuals. And you don't know the subject, so that's why I'm doing this interview with you, because I just want to get a quick understanding from you, since you've been in this studio for quite some time and you know how I operate. So let me get your personal take on this. How is it that some women of color, so to speak, and even women in general, just without their color or tradition, they're able to say that they want a man who's tall, rich, clouded up, the Chris Browns and the Drakes of the world, and that's the light end of it. But they will always say in their rebuttal, "Well, I don't want a scrub. You know, I don't want a small dick white boy." Okay, they'll say they don't want a passenger driver. They don't want this dude who's poor. They don't want a struggle buster, dusty, you name it. They're down men just like this, of all colors and all races, right? They don't even give Asian men their credit is due, and some of them they may talk about how they would accept Latinos, but I doubt it. You know, they're just trying to be politically correct. But the point of the matter is, they're able to talk bad about men. They're worthless. They're broke. You know, they don't give them the time of the day. And as a matter of fact, the majority of them, 80% of them, are invincible to the common woman because she's too busy chasing the top 10, 20% of men. How is that okay? But in reverse, if men respond in kind, which is the base of equality, equality means equal. Equality means equal rights, equal lefts, equal treatment, equal kindness,
What's
equal
good
return.
for the goose is good for the gander, basically.
Right. So, come to find out, they have this thing going on in some podcasts and areas. Actually, it's on broad media as well. Is that the minute some brown skinned girls get considered as not sufficient, or no one wants to date them,
Used up,
or used up,
stretched out,
or any of that measure,
old trash bags.
now all of a sudden the world is wrong. But they're allowed to talk about their preferences. But whenever they ask a man about his preference, he might not want to date a brown skinned woman. He might want to date white.
Oh, he gay.
Or he's
he gay. He don't like brown skin women. Oh, he
well,
gay.
they go further with this. They call this guy racist, or he hates black women just because he don't date them. So what do you think about that? What do you think that this is going on, where black women and some other women as well, not just them, can critique men and state their statement on broad media, especially during the interview, but when men return the favor and say, "Well, I don't date your kind either." How is that wrong?
That's the point. It's not. You know, men are starting to all of a sudden use their voice. You know, men used to be like, try to find the good things about her. Try to work with her. But now men have a voice, and they're saying, men have their voice. It's just that they were afraid to actually let it be known what they wanted. For fear of being backlash,
Being shut down, talked about, ostracized
the
and talked down.
culture, all that good stuff.
Right.
But now men are brave enough. I ain't gonna say brave.
You say optimistically.
They're finally
waking up.
exercising their right to use their voice.
Okay.
And they're saying what they don't like. And women, they want equal rights when it benefits them. But they don't want to do equal when it doesn't benefit them.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
So
So
A
basically,
woman will tell you, I want a tall dude with 6 figures and a car.
yeah,
And
six
this,
pack
and
abs
this chick don't even have a wagon to be pushed around
or a
in.
bus ticket.
Don't have a penny with a hole in it in her
Yeah,
purse.
in a closet full of shoes that she never even purchased.
Yeah, like real talk. I got this chick. I'm going to be keeping 1,000.
Go ahead, keep it 1,000.
There's a chick that said to me, real talk, that I will fuck,
Yeah. The
I
F.
will donkey donk
Okay, right.
for $1,000. But keep in mind, this chick is homeless.
Wow.
She lives in her car.
Oh man.
Okay, she got 2 whole kids, and won't allow her. Don't really want her baby daddy have anything to do with her. Her baby daddy has a home, by the way. He has a roof. I don't know if he has a job and all that stuff. I just know he has a roof over his head. And don't she don't want the baby daddy to have anything to do with the kids. She lives in her car, talking about, I'm worth $1,000 to donkey donk.
So she's basically keeping the child hostage.
Practically, yeah. But the thing is,
while thinking that she's an overvalued Chevy Cavalier.
That's a whole nother story though. Going back to your question,
how you going to spend Cadillac dollars for a Chevy Cavalier?
Yeah, I'll tell you. But the thing is, like I said, going back to your question, just going back to that subject, you know, she wants what she wants, but at the same time, when it comes to her, she's perfect. Let her tell it. She's good enough for $1,000.
Is it, Brian, that women don't know how to take L's? They don't know how to accept when they have lost and admit that they're wrong? And so because they don't admit they're wrong, they rather attack those who are winning the argument or the debate?
Exactly. I mean, let's keep it real. Now, people talk about a lot about a man's pride, but guess what? Women, they got that too. They don't want to be let down. As soon as you let them down and tell them the truth about themselves, next thing you know,
they hate you. They want to attack you. And
gay and all that.
And who hurt you?
Yeah, who hurt you?
You know, have you ever been in love? And what's your relationship with your mom?
Were you touched when you were a kid?
Right, yeah, you strange or...
You got something wrong with you because you happen to have standards.
And then they ask you in the end, they say, well, are you married or are you in a relationship with someone? And they try to calculate their measurement of success based on men's success. Men who aren't married and aren't in a relationship, they're not losing, they're winning. Because being in a committed relationship in our marriage, especially in America, is a loss for men because it doesn't benefit them. You know, marriage is diabolical, and relationships is a dying tradition that women destroy because they're not bringing value to the relationship because men are beginning to realize that they're just there to take and to usurp and to parasite off a lot of his resources. Because here's a guarantee. Because if you go on social media now in other people's platform, and if you listen to their mouths from the woman themselves, a man would ask her, what do you bring to the table? Remember the last conversation we had? What is it that she'll say?
Oh, she is the table.
I am the table. That doesn't explain anything.
No, it does. It's like you said. You're the table.
Yeah, we roasted her on that. Yeah, we went in on that one.
Yeah, that's what I like about.
Now it'd be different if she said, "I'm going to take care of your kids. I'm going to be the mother of your kids. I'm going to help you with your business. I'm going to support you, and I'm going to make sure that you have peace, quiet, and freedom." Now, if she says that,
I mean, that's better than saying I'm the table. But
maybe I'll talk to her for a little while. Maybe I'll say, okay, let's get to know each other a little bit more because you're on the right path. But when she's talking about I'm the table, I am the prize that women need to chase me, then you're in a losing situation because she's not going to see you. You can talk to her all you want to and try to explain to her, be like, well, I'm supposed to be the leader and the man, and you're offbeat right now, and I need a little bit more. You can say that all you want to, but she's going to think and see things the way that she wants to. And the moment you correct her, now she's going to down you. So do you think that? Okay, here's a question: if that is so, where a handful of black women was upset that certain guys stated their preference and they gave back the equal statements that brown-skinned women did, why is it that every other culture can accept being criticized and change their ways and are willing to realize that they've messed up or went wrong. How is it that brown skinned women, when it comes to being critiqued, the reason why I'm asking you, because you're in that circle, that's your realm right there. That's out of my profession. So I know you personally because that's your thing, that's your realm. So what do you think, and why do you think brown skinned women can't take positive critiquing? Every other culture can do that. We can have a conversation with the white girl and she will emit her pros and cons. Same as a Latina, same as an Asian woman and the rest of them. But it's always the brown skinned woman who finds fault with you telling her that the bridge is out a couple of miles up and she might want to make a left instead. And she's like, well, F you Negro, and I'm not, you can't talk to me like that, and I'm independent and strong, and why is this?
Well, I actually have a theory on that. First off, let's talk about black women. They've always had a strong sense of ego, sense of
pride.
Yeah, about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That they're queens. People talk about like Queen Cleopatra. She was a black woman.
Now you date black women, so do you consider them to be your queens? Personally, I mean, this is for you. This is your interview, not mine.
I can't call.
I'm just asking the questions here.
I can't call all black women queens.
So who would be considered as a queen? Because a king makes a queen. The queen doesn't make herself.
Yeah, one that's conducting herself as such.
Acting like one?
I look at actions. Yeah.
Acting like royalty?
Yeah, I don't look at your nationality. I look at actions. I look at the way you carry yourself.
Can a white woman be a queen?
It's possible. You know what?
Can a Latina be a queen too? Can she act like one?
I mean, just because they're not my preference, I'm not gonna say that.
Would you actually call a white woman a queen? Would you say she's a queen? Or would it be contrary to saying black women are a queen and white women will never be queens because they just don't have that entitlement?
A queen?
Or would you feel odd by saying that? Because I know you love your black women, which is fine. But would you step outside of your pride and say, well, maybe, there's some, I guess in your preference, maybe some black queens, but there's possibly some white queens as well?
Well, factually, the word queen is not connected to a certain nationality.
Okay.
The word queen is universal. Okay. So, yes, there can be a white woman queen. There could be a Chinese queen. There could be an Asian queen.
There can also be a dairy queen, but, we don't need to go there.
That's why I talk to you there. I'm trying to... I got to stay away from the dairy queen. So, yeah.
Gotta get your abs together, huh? Yeah. You got to trade in that powder keg for actual six pack.
We're in the keg right now, so
okay.
I'm trying to get back to being the sex symbol. But anyway,
well, as long as you admit that, there's a lot of people who disagree. Mm-hmm. They're delusional. They say, well, I look good. I'm the best that I can ever be, and they really aren't.
Yeah, I mean, my personality shines through no matter the pack, but still for health purposes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
So they can't take, I know you said pride, but the reason why they can't take positive criticism is because they don't want to listen.
They can't take criticism.
They can't take criticism at all.
Of any type. A lot of them can't take criticism.
But
I'm not going to say all of them. That's the thing. You can't say all black women.
Well, you said a lot of, so you didn't say all.
It's like majority, maybe.
Right.
You can say majority, but I can't say all of them.
Right.
Because like I said, I look at people based on actions.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen every single black woman in the world, so I can't say all of them.
Right. That's why you just say the majority.
Yeah, the majority. Yeah. 9 out of 10. But anyway, yeah. So they can't take constructive criticism or criticism. Period.
Wouldn't that be bad, according to relationship?
Yeah.
Don't relationship require
because
compromise?
The man has a voice, and he deserves the right. He deserves the right. He has the right to exercise his voice. He should have as much say so Just like y'all once say so, he has say so too.
Then how come in the majority in that circle, I know this by studies and you see it on social media yourself, how come when a black man has a voice, how come he's being shut down and the black woman's voice is being expanded? If this isn't a problem, then what is it? How come men in general, outside of just the black man, can't have a voice in America, but yet any voice of any type of woman is accepted and considered as very vital?
Because I mean, that's not just black women though. To be honest.
Yeah, but
that's women. Period. That's women's nature. They have to be right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right. You wrong. Even if you say the sky is blue, if I believe the sky is red, then dang it, the sky is red. And if you say it's blue, you are wrong.
Okay,
and I'm not gonna let you sleep until you admit that the sky is red. Dang it.
Okay,
and man just want peace.
Kevin Samuels made a video not too long ago, and the reason why I was circling around brown skin is because it made sense. Mm-hmm. Not to say that other cultures aren't dealing with the same problem. In his interview with the lady, she tried to confront him and say, why don't you have a platform where men can jump on there and speak their voice? And
wow, she hasn't seen too many Kevin Samuels.
Kevin said that he's been doing that for 3 years prior.
Mm-hmm.
And no girls chimed in. Women ignored. They didn't pay attention to when men were getting critiqued and being taught, just like women. But now all of a sudden, because women are jumping on board and he's talking directly to women, now the whole world is listening. See the contradiction?
Mm-hmm. Women don't care.
Wow.
They don't care about what men going to do.
Wow. So here's another question.
Mm-hmm.
If a majority of, you could say, red pill or aware men understand that women don't really care about them and their struggles,
mm-hmm.
why do they still want to get married and entangle themselves with these modern American women? If you know nobody care, if you know they don't care about you, why are you concerning yourself with them since they don't concern themselves with you?
A lot of these men, for one, still binded by tradition.
So they really don't care about themselves. If somebody don't care about you, then you should walk away. Correct?
That'd be the logical choice.
Or is it that they're too concerned about the poom poom, where they don't care if the poom poom don't care about them? They rather just dip their hot wing in the honey sauce, no matter what, and call it a day, as if that's going to be a solution.
Man, that sounds good right now. Hot wing with some honey sauce. No, let me get back to the subject. But
don't switch over from Dairy Queen to KFC now.
No, I don't think I'll ever do KFC as long as Popeyes alive. But that's no
KFC is pretty good. Don't get me started on it. No, I'll take KFC over Popeyes.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gone. I'm gone.
Unless they bring back that dirty rice, the black beans and rice.
Oh no.
Maybe there's some good things that Popeye might have, but KFC been around for a while. Their recipe is kind of interesting.
I don't know.
It depends
Popeye's
on what
got
you
that
get.
The Louisiana spices there.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, back to what we were talking about. Logically, that is the right thing. You don't want what doesn't want you.
Then why are men
you.
still struggling with the modern woman today if he thus realizes that the modern woman is on her own grind and don't give two dog tails about him?
Because
then we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't even have this discussion. Men will be focusing on their own purpose and leaving women to their own devices. Stop chasing them. Stop buying them gifts. Forget about Valentine's Day. Don't acknowledge them because they're not acknowledging you. Don't try to give them heart emojis and the squashes and things like that. Don't try to pay for their OnlyFans. Forget about them as strippers. Walk the other direction. Unlog Instagram and find their own way.
That's just it. Men these days, I'm talking about all beta. I ain't gonna say red pill, but beta. Men these days, their focus is they want to make somebody else happy and they take themselves out of it. A woman, her focus is what makes me happy, what makes me secure.
Wow.
It's their focus is their self. Beta men, they've been taught that you're supposed to make your woman happy.
So they programmed to be pack mules and work machines and not be concerned about themselves and their own well-being.
Yeah, what they want doesn't matter. In fact, there's an old saying from the old folk talking about when you get married, what you want ain't got a darn thing to do with it.
Oh, wow.
That's the old man talking.
Oh, wow.
That's what we were raised about.
Goodness
it
gracious.
doesn't matter what you want. It got nothing to do with it.
And what do you think? What do you think about this personally, as a guy who's single? Because I have my companions, you know that already.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm single.
But what do you think about it? Because the future is bleak right now. I know you're not talking to anyone, and you're just doing your own thing. But
I mean, I talk to people from time to time.
Well, I mean, that the swimming pool is it's contaminated.
It's pretty.
So what is your personal thoughts about this? I made a solution, and I know the girls I have is solid. And if I have a way of knowing where to get them and where they come from. But for yourself, you're not at that point now. So what is your concerns and your thought patterns on this?
I'm loving myself right now. That's what I'm doing.
And when it comes time to, do you concern yourself with finding some type of companionship in the future?
Well, I find a woman that isn't focused on what I could do for her and just simply wants to know how I'm doing that day. When I find that one, the one that just wants to know as a whole how I'm doing.
Want to be about you.
Yeah, doesn't care about what I could do for her.
But what she can do for you.
Just want to know how I'm doing as a person.
You do realize that when you find that girl, they're usually going to be above the age 35 and up. And actually, it's going to be 38. Because women learn later on in their life after they bump their head a few times of what men really want. Because a lot of times when they're younger, they don't even know what men want. They have to go through tests and trials and get, ran over a few times in order to realize the men who just want a donkey dunk and want poom poom and those who just care about her for who she is. Mm-hmm. So then eventually she'll start giving back only because she have no other options. I haven't seen a lot of women who's going to give back just because she want to give back. She gives back because she's going to get something back in return, whether security or to have a drive in his Lambo or McLaren. But it's not because he's has a good personality or he's a decent guy. There's billions of decent guys who are single and unmarried.
Mm-hmm. Are you
studying on being able to analyze this type of woman who may come into your life? Because the chances are slim. There's a solution to it. Date outside of America. Now, I understand that you love your black women, which is fine. I have nothing against that.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to understand that there's a lot of just average women on American soil that it would be best to get your girls from a different place. Because if you're swimming in a swamp and 80% of the fish is spoiled, rotten, it'd be best to pick up your fishing rod and your utilities, go to a different pond or a different lake and fish from there.
That's true.
I noticed that you didn't say that for a solution, but that may be something that you might have to think about.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I got to grow into that because I haven't gotten to that point yet. Like I said, right now, my focus is me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my focus.
But that day is going to come where she's going to come and catch you off guard because women can be chameleons. They got this thing going on now where they'll say, if he don't know, it won't hurt him. So she can be an ex-stripper and ex-this, an OnlyFans model, somebody that's been ran over by several trains, and she'll come to you and pretend like that never happened. I mean, they're getting busy even at a younger age, so she might have already had her fun by the age of 24, and you might think she's a young hot thing, but if you're not focused on the possibilities of the enemies that are encamped around you, they could catch you off guard and destroy you, which is what I'm saying. I mean, I know you focus on you right now, which is fine, but while you're focusing on yourself and you're walking through the wilderness of life, you still need to look around and understand that you're at war with civilization itself, and they're trying to wait for you to turn your back and be caught off guard. So they'll put a dart in your neck. I tell that to a lot of men where, yeah, be on your grind, be on your purpose, go cut a log, make a house, build a business, be an entrepreneur, wherever you want to be. But you got to realize that the enemies are encamped around you and waiting for you to fall so they can feed on you. So as long as we study and understand what the enemy is doing and their mindset are generally the opposite sex, then you're not going to be assassinated. Am I right or wrong with that?
It's true. No doubt enemy.
And maybe you might have to choose, we have different preferences. We got some people who they do date Asian, or they may date Latina and whatever else. And yeah, a woman is going to be a woman, but sometimes you got to realize that maybe what you want may not be what you need. Because sometimes what you want could be the very thing that'll put you 6 feet under. Sometimes we got to do things that are uncomfortable in order to succeed and make those small vital sacrifices to defeat ourselves and what we've been trained to think is good and real, in order to accept things that don't taste all that good and don't act all that great. And maybe you may not be our first choice, but it might be the best choice that we can ever make. That's why I got my girls. That's why I shop outside of the United States of America, because it's better somewhere else. I don't get trash from this place. That's all it is trash. So therefore, I've made that sacrifice and made that discovery. And so I've accepted that that's what I had to do. I never thought of that as a kid and, as a teenager, but.
You just diss like billions of women.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you married?
No.
Okay. There's billions of women around you right now. Do you have a steady relationship?
No.
Okay, there you go. Point and done. Now, it's like this. If a parachute is defective and it says it only has a 50% chance of deploying and a 50% chance that it will not, will you use that parachute?
Yeah, I'll wait till the plane lands.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, there's some good women in America. There's some good relationships and possibilities. I'm not saying that it's all trash. What I'm saying is I'm not going to take the chance, period. Because I want my parachute to deploy 110%. Because my life is that vital and important, especially my future.
But 100% is about as far as you can go.
Well, 110 is an analogy and an idea that you are serious about yourself. And you want to make sure and cross your T's and dot your I's with complete efficiency and no deficiencies. That's why I would say 110 or 120%. Or some other people will say that they're just telling you that they're extremely serious about their plans and themselves. Even though 110% really don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Brian, you need to ask questions and words before we call it done.
I just wanted to know, how are you able to walk around here with a smile on your face when you got a face that looked like Wrestle Splinter?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll put the UFC video up for you after this and let you know what happens after the behind the scenes. So if you see a guy wobbling with 2 black eyes and, he's on a stretcher, you know where they come from. Just tell him Morpheus sent him to you.